Welcome back everybody to another video. In this video, I'm going to tell you what I believe is the best subwoofer brand and why, subjectively of course, is the Rail brand. Now, the Rail company, which basically makes only subwoofer, which means that their number one focus is purely on making great quality subs. Aside from being durable, sounding phenomenal, great for music, movie, gaming, the one advantage that these subs is capable of is their input for speak-on cable connections. Before I get into that and explain all that, for those who don't know, let's talk about other things, other companies. There's many great subwoofer makers out there, and each model make is different from other model, right? Depending on the price range, and within each price range, it is not necessarily, the sub is not necessarily better than the other when you compare it to the performance, as long as the sub that you're comparing to for that price range, it is rated to do what it's rated for. So for instance, if the sub is rated to go super low in frequency and can handle it at reference volume without bottoming out and with no distortion, that model, brand, price range, it's gonna be a great sub and you're gonna love it. So that's how you pretty much gonna compare each company, make and model. Now when it comes to the Rail brand, what they bring to the table is their speak-on optional input. So instead of using your regular powered subwoofer cable, instead you would use the speak-on cables, which is a cable that connects to your sub to either your center channel or your two front channels, or both if you have more than one Rail subs and more than one speak-on cables. That means, for instance, for a center channel, when connected with these cables, it's going to handle all your low bass frequency, and it's going to be set to large, which otherwise wouldn't be possible for a center channel to handle the low frequency. And of course, for your front, if you were run those on your front channels, your front left, front right, yes, a lot of tower speakers has great bass. Even some bookshelf have great low frequency bass coming out of them. It's just that when you compare the low frequency from a typical or most speakers, if you were to compare that to bass coming from a sub, bass coming from a sub is going to win majority of the time. And to get the maximum bass management, you're going to set all your speakers to small so that your sub can take care of the low frequencies. Like, that's just the way it works. But now you can run your LCR on large and the rest on small. Your front channels along with your center channel, whichever one you choose to connect the sub to, will be a lot more accurate when synced to the Rail sub. And we all know that most of the center channel, in the center channel is where most of all the sound is going to be coming from, not just your dialogue. Quickly, before I wrap this video up, I'm just going to tell you what I'm running, what I'm pretty much going to put that on the screen. But in my small theater room, currently, I run the two main subs, the Rel HT1508 and the SVS PB1000 Pro. On the third sub, which is connected to the center channel using the Speakon input, is the Rel T9X processor by Rotel, model number RSP1576, powered by the Outlaw 7000X amplifier. 4K player, Oppo UDP203. Center channels is by Martin Logan's 50X Ti. Front mains is front left, front right. It's going to be the Martin Logan's 35X Ti. My Atmos channels is going to be the SVS elevation speakers. For my rears is the B&W, my Bowers & Wilkins 686. All these brand speakers and all that's going to be on my channel. If under the review playlist, if you're interested. For my long throw projector, it's going to be by the Epson EF11. The screen is by JWSIT. So, quickly before I wrap this up, if you're wondering which configuration is better to run, if you're gonna run all your speakers on small, or are you gonna run your fronts on large and the rest on small, I prefer running the LCR on large, the rest on small, over running all speakers on small, simply because I think that's more closer to the commercial theater's bass management, and it's also better because you get the best of both worlds with your LCR being more aligned, more accurate, in tune with the bass. Meaning, for me, I get the bass coming from my center channel along with my other two subs without hindering my dialogue and sounding double bassed. And also, if you guys have questions, comments, put that down below. Keep it friendly. Like and subscribe. Tell me, which one do you prefer running? Do you like to run everything on small? Or do you like to run large and small? Do you have like towers out there that you run on large? Or do you run your towers on small? Whatever the case may be, give me your input. Leave that down below. But that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hooded Dragons out.